Hello friends and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Kathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to do some mindless sewing today. It is Thursday. You will see this video Friday morning or Friday evening. Not sure exactly. But you probably realize I didn't have a video Thursday evening. I just kind of threw one out there for you to see, but I put in my community tab what was going on, that I wasn't having a video, and that wasn't all that was true, but that wasn't everything. I did do a project that I was so excited to do, but it was abandoned because it was getting the better of me, and it is still Thursday, so I am still in the same situation I was in at that time. So if you've seen my community tab, you know, if you've watched any of my videos and commented, I have responded to people what's going on. I'm still in the same mindset, but let's just say I am wired for sound right now because of earlier today. Let's just say that there will be no sleep tonight. So 2 guesses and you'll probably figure it out what's going on. But what I'm doing tonight, it is nighttime. It is after 9 o'clock at night. I am not sleeping apparently, which I haven't slept real good the whole week. So I am working on my string quilt. Now, I know a lot of you have seen me working on this. I've only got 3 squares done. I haven't touched it in a while. But I thought, you know, I really want to get back on that and get something done. So I did decide that I'm going to try to do my center piece, one of these dark red pieces. So I'm going to pull all my dark red pieces out because that's going to be my center piece. I may have a little piece of the dark red somewhere else in there, but right now I'm going to try to focus on that center piece being the 2.5 inch jelly roll strip in that dark color. And I figured that will give me another design in my pattern. And y'all forgive me, I just got, you know how I just lay it all out here and throw it around? Yep, that's where I'm at right now. I'm still there. Got all my dark reds over here. I guess that, I don't want to use that one as a dark red. But, so I'm just going to get started. I'm going to lay this up here and see if I can remember how to do it. I'm just starting with one at a time. I want to lay it, like I said, if I can remember how to do it. I don't know if I'm remembering how to do it right. I'm trying to center it. It may not be centered all the way, but that's okay. I don't care. Don't care if it's centered or not. I am going to sew it on that 1/4 inch and just sew it all the way down. So guys, with it being Friday, is it Friday? Thursday night, for some reason, I thought one of my people that I watch pretty consistently on a weeknight, for some reason I thought it was Thursday night, but I'll tell y'all who it is. I thought it was Tammy with the Siberian Wind Quilting or Quilter. I thought she had a live going tonight, and I thought, oh, I can sew and listen to her. We have so much fun on her channel. So guys, if you want to, it's called the Siberian Wind Quilter. I'll tag her down in the description. She does a just sew and chit chat at 9 p.m. Central Time, I believe. I normally only get about an hour in with her because I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. And And saying that now, I'm like, I know it wasn't on a Thursday night because I don't have to get up at 4:30 on Fridays because I don't work on Fridays. Okay, so let's see if I remember how to do this. I don't know if I remember how to do this, but we're going to just work on it, guys. Just work on it. We're going to have fun doing it. Like I said, I am mindless sewing right now. I'm just going to trim that off. And I'm going to put this one out of the way. I can make another one with that. I can make all of them with that. And, you know, until I run out. Okay. So now I have to get another, which I don't need to get another 2.5 inch. I have this. And if I'm not mistaken, I just lay that on that edge there. Maybe I'm supposed to put the two of them together and do that and not do... That's probably what I'm supposed to do. Y'all, I can't remember how to do this. I'm just going with the flow right now. Trying to get something sewn. Nothing that requires a lot of instruction right now because my attention span is not even happening. I think maybe the first one you do the two together, that's probably what you do, and I just didn't do that right. It's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. If anything, that seam will be reinforced, or that piece of fabric will be reinforced with 2 stitches on it. I don't even know why I did that, but hey, I did it. It'll work. It's okay. So we are going to break that one. Now I do need to press as I go. So let me press. Yeah, so I do think what you do is you put the two together and sew on a 1/4 inch because I've got my little 1/4 inch right there. So let me throw another one that's not a full 2.5 inches. And as I come down on the project, on my paper here, I can put less and less on it. But I want to make sure that when I fold over, it will cover that paper, because what I'm going to do is trim this block up. I can't remember what size I trim them up to. Probably 9 or 10 inches. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been able to do this, but this is a quilt that I want to do. And I also have another quilt that I may get a quilt kit for it. It's going to be a donated quilt that I'm going to donate to. It's actually to I'm going to call him a friend, because I knew him back in elementary school. He was a really good friend. He's moved away. He's an Army, I think Army veteran. I can't remember if he's Army. He's a veteran. He did sustain injuries. And now he is a big advocate for wounded soldiers. He does what's called 7 Days for the Troops. And they partner also with Homes for, I can't remember what it's called, but it's something with Homes for the Veterans. But what he does is he does a fundraiser called 7 Days for the Troops. And all the proceeds go to some type of veteran organization to help veterans. I think to help get them in homes. Let me see if this one will cover this. No. Nope. It's a little too short, but I will keep that one out. But he does a really good job with that, because did I tell you that he's a wounded vet. He sustained an injury. I don't remember which one he was in. It was probably Enduring Freedom. The Afghanistan. I don't remember which one it was. But he came home and had some injuries to his ankles. And he is now a double amputee. That does not slow him down. He is a great guy, a great father, a great husband. He is amazing. He has a daughter, a wife, and 2 adopted sons. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I do want to make a quilt and donate it to him. Now, I've seen Quilts of Valor that are donated quilts. I've not had anything to do with that, so I don't really know what that is. But I do need to look into it. But I do want to do a quilt and donate it to my friend, because he does a fundraiser. Once again, I'll tell you about that. It is called the 7 Days for the Troops. And what he does, he and with some volunteers build a tower, and he stays in top of this tower for 7 days, away from his family, away from his wife and children. But it's a tradition that, I don't know if it's a certain night, but I know his daughter does. I don't know if the boys do, but his daughter will come and stay in the tower with him one night. He stays there 24/7 for 7 days. So he eats there, sleeps there. Now, I think where he stays, he does have like a porta potty or something like that he has to go down to, I think. And they have a bathroom there where he can go in and shower. Most of the times, it is at a mall where I think he can go in and like clean up, bathe, shower, whatever. But he does fundraisers this way. And it's strictly by donations. So I'm thinking I'm going to donate a quilt for that. Now, I mean, it may be a little while before I get to do that. I do need to get with him and find out when his next one is. But he is out of Tupelo, Mississippi. And that's where he originated with this. But he does some really good work, and I want to help him out. You know, being that my son was military, and praise the Lord, he was not hurt or injured in service. You know, my son came back to me and his wife and baby with no injuries. No physical injuries. So now what I'm doing is I want to give back to the men and women, you know, that have served our country. Because in our country, it is 100% a choice to do that. Our men and women are not told at a certain age they have to serve the military for so long. They are given an option, I think, 2 years active, 2 years inactive, or 4 years active, 4 years inactive. And they're given a choice if they want to join or not. They're not required to join. So if I have people that are not from the United States, I know that may not be the instance for you. But our military is completely volunteer. they are not told they have to go unless there is a draft, which every male the age of 18 has to sign up for selective service, which is the draft. And if there ever is a draft, they could be called up to serve. But in my 52 years of life, there's not been a draft. So we got to see if we got something long enough. I really don't want to use the same exact colors that I used. That's a good one, but it's not big enough. I want to add a little variety in here. That one's not big enough, but it's the same color, but a different color. I have a lot of these little ones like this that I can use, but I need a longer one. Oh, that's another red. I don't need a red that big. I don't need a red. I'm trying not to get a red. This is a long, oh, this is a long one. That may be a good one. I'm trying to stay away from the red right there in the center because I have that red. Is that one going to be long? Yes, that's long enough. Ooh, that's long enough. I'm excited that's long enough because I sure didn't want to have to find another piece. But this would be a good one too. I'm just doing mindless sewing, trying not to put two of the same color together, which I have already. But as long as it's not the same pattern, I don't care. This is going to be my string quilt out of, I guess I probably have to say my very favorite line of fabric, which is the Sugarberry by Bunny Hill Designs. It was one of the very first lines that I used to make a quilt, and I've just been drawn to it ever since. Bunny Hill Designs has another one called something My Home or something like that. I don't think it's called My Hometown because I think that's a Lori Holt line. I don't know. I don't know which one it's called, but I just wanted to get you guys in here and us do a little video. I wanted to get a little something done on my string quilt. I don't want to use the same colors right there. I think I have some more that's... Is that red long enough? Yes. But I think what I'm going to do to kind of give it a little design effect is the center block is going to be a 2.5 inch jelly roll piece. I do have some fabric that I could use. It would be the same one, but I also have some Jolly Bars and layer cakes, so I could probably get one center strip. I don't know, because I'm trying to cover the whole piece of paper here to get a full strip, but I don't know. Now, the closer I get to the end, the smaller the pieces is that I can use. And that's the same one I just used. I don't want to use that one. They're so cute. Oh, I have that one over here. I could use that one. Now, I'm just going to have fabric everywhere, so it's not really going to make a difference. Because I am just trying my hand at a string quilt. I've never made one before, and I'm just trying out different squares. But like I said, I am going to do the dark red right in the center to give it a little design effect. And I had even been told if I would put like the same color on the corners on the sides, that it would make a cute little diamond, but they're not always the same size. So unless I was intentional about what sizes I used across here, like some of them are 1.5, some of them are 1 inch, some of them 2, some 2.5. So I'm not really like making a conscious effort as to what the strip width should be. Just because I wanted that to still be random, very random. And let's see, I have a brown piece here. Would that go good? Would that fit? It may not fit because it's, nope, that wouldn't fit. So let's, well, that's a light color. We don't want a light color. Maybe a pink. I don't have a pink on this side, I don't think. But I do have a pink over. That's a thick one though. Well, do I have a thinner pink? We're going to use the thinner pink. Because I got a thicker one than this over here that I used on the other side. But I don't want to use the same thickness on this side. Not that that's a plan in mind. It's just I decided I didn't want to use that on this block. Now another block, I may use the same size of every single piece. But I just wanted to sew and chat with y'all a little bit today. Don't forget, we do have our sew along Saturday with the Silverstone. I have been seeing a lot of people are finishing up their Silverstone. That is great. Once I finish my Silverstone, you may not see it on the video, but what I'll do is I will start a different sew along the next week. And I may also introduce a new sew along during the week so we can work on it on the weekend, just so you know what's going on, so you can see it all. Okay, I wonder if 2.5 inch strip would be big enough for this. Let me lay that. Let me hold it about 1/4 inch in. I don't think it is, but I think I have some triangle pieces. Yes, I have a big triangle piece here that I think will cover that up. So I am going to use this triangle piece and we're going to see if it works. Okay, so I am going to press this and see if that covers that. It should, and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, it covers it, barely, but it covers it. So what I am going to do here, get all my strips over here out of the way, get my paper out of the way. I want you to be able to see how I do this. I'm going to check my other squares though and see what size they are. Let me get my measure them out here. Looks like they're at 9.5 inches. So what I'm going to do, trying to keep everything off my iron over here. I don't want it to catch fire. I'm going to take my tray off, lay it out of the way here, find my 10-inch square, and what I am going to do is center it and carry it up about 1/2 inch. Make everything meet at that 1/2 inch. Since it's 9.5 inches, I'm making sure my point is on the point up here, and I know you cannot see it, but let me hold it up for you. My point of my paper is up here, and my point is down at the bottom. I have lined these 2 points up and set my paper at the 1/2 inch mark on both sides. Now, that may be a little difficult because when you sew, your paper crinkles up. So what I'm doing is just making sure I'm still centered down here and centered up here and close to that 9.5 inch, because what I'm going to do is just cut across that side and gonna turn so I can cut that off. I'm going to keep turning. Now, this rotating mat is amazing. If you're interested in one and don't really know anything about them, I do have a link down in my description that has this rotating mat in it. You can go check it out if you're interested in ordering. Now, I think I am going to have to come down a little more on this one because, okay, that's that 9.5 mark right there, but I need to get it down here because I need to stay centered. I don't know if I want it to be that far, but I do need it to be a little bit more, because if I don't, I have to be careful where I do it at, because it has to be the 9.5 inches. And to get that 9.5 inches, this will be a 10-inch block, so I'm good cutting here. But I'm going to cut around. I'm just getting the edges off, and then once I have all of, now of course I'm hanging over my rotating mat in some places, so it's not all coming off. That's not a problem, because I'm going to move it up on my mat here. I'm going to center this corner here. I'm going to go over to make that 9.5 inches. So what I've done is this, I wish I'd turn you down just a little bit. This side I've made at 9.5 inches. So I know from this side to this side is 9.5, the other is 1 inch. So what we are going to do, we have our 1 and 1 on our ruler. I am putting it on the top corner. And I'm just making sure that it is squared, but I have to cut the other side off. So the best way to do that, because I want to cut on this side and the top, is to turn my 1 1, and that's the top right corner, and I line up 9.5 on the bottom and on the left side. So I'm lined up. So I know if I cut on the side and the top, that will be exactly 9.5 inches. Oops, it looks like I didn't have a good amount of pressure there on the top. I probably had it at a weird angle too. I have found out that this does not cut if it's at a weird angle, which I don't blame it. I mean, it's not designed to cut at a weird angle. So now I have a 9.5 inch block. So that's the size that my string quilt is going to be, is 9.5 inch blocks. So I'm really happy you guys have tuned in with me tonight. I'm just going to be doing mindless sewing tonight and just getting things done. So guys, I'm going to cut this right here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you hanging in there with me, especially right now where I feel like I'm losing my mind. But it's okay, because I'm not the only one. If y'all follow Shannon with Mitty Girl Creates, she had a bad day too. So stay tuned. We're going to get nothing but better. So guys, thank you so much. Leave a comment. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Goodbye.